35-18 is the final score of Game 6. A local reporter asked JB and I how we got so good. Dad screams from behind us. "They learned it from demand!" The crowd of parents and students behind us laughs. On the way home, Dad asks if we should stop at Pollard's. I tell him I'm not hungry. Plus, I have a lot of homework, even though I skipped lunch today and finished my homework during halftime. Too good. Lately, I've been feeling like everything in my life is going right. I beat JB in Madden. Our team is undefeated. I scored an A+ on the vocabulary test. Plus, Mom's away at a conference, which means so is the assistant principal. I'm a little worried, though, because, as Coach likes to say, you can get used to things going well, but you're never prepared for something going wrong. I'm on free throw number 27. We take turns, switching every time we miss. JB has hit 41, the last 12 in a row. "Filthy, keep up, man, keep up," he says. Dad laughs loud and says, "Filthy, your brother's putting on a free throw clinic. You better," and suddenly he bowls over, a look of horror on his face, and starts coughing while clutching his chest. Only no sound comes. I freeze. JB runs over to him. "Dad, you okay?" he asks. I still can't move. There's a stream of sweat on Dad's face. "Maybe he's overheating," I say. His mouth is curled up like a little tunnel. JB grabs the water hose, turns on the faucet, full blast, and sprays Dad. Some of it goes in Dad's mouth. Then I hear the sound of coughing, and Dad is no longer leaning against the car. Now he's moving toward the hose and laughing. So is JB. Then Dad grabs the hose and sprays both of us. Now I'm laughing too, but only on the outside. "He probably just got something stuck in his throat," JB says. When I ask him if he thought Dad was sick and shouldn't we tell Mom what happened? So when the phone rings, it's ironic that after saying hello, he throws the phone to me. Because even though his lips are moving, JB is speechless, like he's got something stuck in his throat. Ironic. Having a curious or humorous unexpected sequence of events marked by coincidence. As in, the fact that Vondi hates astronomy and his mom works for NASA is ironic. As in, it's not ironic that Grandpop died in a hospital and Dad doesn't like doctors. As in, isn't it ironic that show-off JB, with all his swagger, is too shy to talk to Miss Sweet Tea, so he gives me the phone. "This is Alexis. May I please speak to Jordan?" Identical twins are no different from everyone else, except we look and sometimes sound exactly alike. Phone conversation. I sub for JB. "Was that your brother?" "Yep, that was Josh. I'm JB. "I know who you are, silly. I called you." Right. You have any siblings, Alexis?" "Two sisters. I'm the youngest and the prettiest." "You haven't seen them. I don't need to." "That's sweet. Sweet as pomegranate." "Okay, that was random. That's me." "Jordan, can I ask you something?" "Yep." "Did you get my text?" Yeah." "So what's your answer?" My answer? I don't know." "Stop being silly, Jordan. I'm not." "Then tell me your answer. Are y'all rich?" "I don't know." "Didn't your dad play in the NBA?" "No, he played in Italy. But still, he made a lot of money, right?" "It's not like we were opulent." "Who says opulent?" "I do. You never use big words like that at school. I have a reputation to uphold." "Is he cool?" "Who?" "Your dad." "Very." "So when are you going to introduce me?" "Introduce you?" "To your parents." I'm waiting for the right moment. "Which is when?" So am I your girlfriend or not?" Can you hold on for a second?" "Sure," she says. Cover the mouthpiece. JB mouths to me. I do, then whisper to him. "She wants to know, are you her boyfriend? And when are you going to introduce her to Mom and Dad?" "What should I tell her, JB?" "Tell her? Yeah, I guess. I don't know." "I gotta pee," JB says, running out of the room, leaving me still in his shoes. "Okay, I'm back, Alexis. So what's the verdict, Jordan? Do you want to be my girlfriend? Are you asking me to be your girl?" I think so." "You think so? Well, I have to go now." Yes what?" "I like you a lot." "I like you too, precious." "So now I'm precious? Everyone calls you JB. Then I guess it's official. Text me later." "Good night, Miss Sweet." "What did you call me?" Good night, my sweetness." "Good night, precious." JB comes running out of the bathroom. "What'd she say, Josh? Come on, tell me." "She said she likes me a lot." I tell him. "You mean she likes me a lot?" he asks. Yeah, that's what I meant. JB and I eat lunch together every day, taking bites of Mom's tuna salad on wheat between arguments. Who's the better dunker, Blake or LeBron? Which is superior, Nike or Converse? Only today I wait at our table in the back for 25 minutes texting Vondi, home sick, eating a fruit cup, alone, before I see JB strut into the cafeteria with Miss Sweet Tea holding his precious hand. Boy walks into a room with a girl. They come over. He says, "Hey, Filthy McNasty," like he said forever, but it sounds different this time. And when he snickers, she does too, like it's some inside joke and my nickname some dirty punchline. At practice, coach says we need to work on our mental game. If we think we can beat Independence Junior High, the defending champions, the number 1 seed, the only other undefeated team, then we will. But instead of drills and sprints, we sit on our butts, make weird sounds, and meditate. Suddenly, I get this vision of JB in a hospital. I quickly open my eyes, turn around, and see him looking dead at me, like he's just seen a ghost. Second person. After practice, you walk home alone. This feels strange to you because, as long as you can remember, there's always been a second person. On today's long, hot mile, you bounce your basketball, but your mind is on something else. Not whether you will make the playoffs, not homework, not even what's for dinner. You wonder what JB and his pink Reebok-wearing girlfriend are doing. You do not want to go to the library, but you go, because your report on the giver is due tomorrow, and JB has your copy, but he's with her, not here with you. Which is unfair, because he doesn't argue with you about who's the greatest, Michael Jordan or Bill Russell, like he used to, because JB will not eat lunch with you tomorrow, or the next day, or next week, because you are walking home by yourself, and your brother owns the world. Third wheel. You walk into the library, glance over at the music section, you look through the magazines, you even sit at a desk and pretend to study. You ask the librarian where you can find the giver. She says something odd. "Did you find your friend?" Then she points upstairs on the second floor. You pass by the computers, kids checking their Facebook, more kids in line waiting to check their Facebook. In the biography section, you see an old man reading The Tipping Point. You walk down the last aisle, teen fiction, and come to the reason you're here. You remove the book from the shelf, and there, behind the last rows of books, you find the friend the librarian was talking about, only she's not your friend, and she's kissing your brother. Tipping point. The point when an object shifts from one position into a new, entirely different one. As in, my dad says the tipping point of our country's economy was housing gamblers and greedy bankers. As in, if we get 1 C on our report cards, I'm afraid Mom will reach her tipping point, and that will be the end of basketball. As in today, at the library, I went upstairs, walked down an aisle, pulled the giver off the shelf, and found my tipping point. The main reason I can't sleep is not because of the game tomorrow night. It's not because the stubble on my head feels like bugs are breakdancing on it. It's not even because I'm worried about Dad. The main reason I can't sleep tonight is because Jordan is on the phone with Miss Sweet Tea, and between the giggling and the breathing, he tells her how much she's the apple of his eye, and that he wants to peel her and get under her skin and give me a break. I'm still hungry, and right now, I wish I had an apple of my own. Surprised, I have it all planned out. When we walk to the game, I will talk to JB man to man about how he's spending way more time with Alexis than with me and Dad. Except when I hear the horn, I look outside my window and it's raining and JB is jumping into a car with Miss Sweet Tea and her dad, ruining my plan. Conversation. In the car, I ask Dad if going to the doctor will kill him. He tells me he doesn't trust doctors, that my grandfather did, and look where it got him, 6 feet under at 45. My mom says your dad was really sick, I tell him, and Dad just rolls his eyes, so I try something different. I tell him that just because your teammate gets fouled on a layup doesn't mean you shouldn't ever drive to the lane again. He looks at me and laughs so loud we almost don't hear the flashing blues behind us. Game time, 6 p.m. At 5:28 p.m., a cop pulls us over because Dad has a broken taillight. At 5:30, the officer approaches our car and asks Dad for his driver's license and registration. At 5:32, the team leaves the locker room and pregame warm-ups begin without me. At 5:34, Dad explains to the officer that his license is in his wallet, which is in his jacket at home. At 5:37, Dad says, "Look, sir, my name is Chuck Bell. I'm just trying to get my boy to his basketball game." At 5:47, while Coach leads the Wildcats in team prayer, I pray Dad won't get arrested. At 5:48, the cop smiles after verifying Dad's identity on Google and says, "You the man." At 5:50, Dad autographs a Krispy Kreme napkin for the officer and gets a warning from his broken taillight. At 6:01, we arrive at the game, but on my sprint into the gym, I slip and fall in the mud. This is my second year playing for the Reggie Lewis Wildcats, and I've started every game until tonight when Coach tells me to go get cleaned up and find a seat on the bench. When I try to tell him it wasn't my fault, he doesn't want to hear about sirens and broken taillights. "Josh, better an hour too soon than a minute too late," he says, turning his attention back to JB and the guys on the court, all of whom are pointing and laughing at me. Basketball rule number 6. A great team has a good scorer with a teammate who's on point and ready to assist. Josh's play-by-play. At the beginning of the second half, we're up 23-12. I enter the game for the first time. I'm just happy to be back on the floor. When my brother and I are on the court together, this team is unstoppable, unfadable, and yes, undefeated. JB brings the ball up the court, passes the ball to Vondi, shoots it back to JB. I call for the ball. JB finds me in the corner. I know y'all think it's time for the pick and roll, but I got something else in mind. I get the ball on the left side. JB is setting the pick. Here it comes. I roll to the right. The double team is on me, leaving JB free. He's got his hands in the air, looking for the dish for me. Dad likes to say, when Jordan Bell is open, you can take his 3 to the bank, cash it in because it's all money. Tonight I'm going for broke. I see JB's still wide open, McDonald's drive-thru open, but I got my own plans. The double team is still on me like feathers on a bird. Ever seen an eagle soar? So high, so fly, me and my wings are, and that's when I remember my wings are gone. Coach Hawkins is out of his seat. Dad is on his feet, screaming. JB screaming. The crowd screaming. Filthy, pass the ball. The shot clock is at 5. I dribble out of the double team. 4. Everything comes to a head. 3. I see Jordan. 2. You want it that bad? Here you go. 1. Before today, I walk into the gym, covered in more dirt than a chimney. When JB screams, "Filthy's McNasty," the whole team laughs, even Coach. Then I get benched for the entire first half for being late. Today, I watch as we take a big lead and JB makes 4 free throws in a row. I hear the crowd cheer for JB, especially Dad and Mom. Then I see JB wink at Miss Sweet Tea after he hits a stupid free throw. Today, I finally get into the game at the start of the second half. JB sets a wicked pick for me, just like Coach showed us in practice, and I get double-teamed on the roll, just like we expect. Today, I watch JB get open and wait for me to pass. Instead, I dribble, trying to get out of the trap, and watch as Coach and Dad scream for me to pass. Today, I plan on passing the ball to JB. When I hear him say, "Filthy, give me the ball," I dribble over to my brother and fire a pass so hard it levels him. The blood from his nose still shooting long after the shot clock buzzer goes off.